Hello and welcome to Around the Air Force. I'm Senior Airman Alina Richard. The retrograde operation in Afghanistan is in full swing, and service members are working hard to meet the drawdown deadline. Colonel Michael Cannon tells us about the Granutech mobile shredder and why it's expected to speed up the retrograde process at forward operating bases throughout Afghanistan.
Unlike places like Iraq, where we are allowed to leave some bases in place and turn over the base to the Iraqi population, most of our FOBs in Afghanistan, we can leave nothing standing. We use this shredder to get rid of almost all the electronics, the armor plating, the ballistic glass, and turn it into unusable condition so that we can leave the other FOBs as we found them.
And now we're going to bring it over to Staff Sergeant Brad Sisson for an update on the Warrior Games.
Day 2 of the Warrior Games has come and gone. Unfortunately, the Air Force's sitting volleyball team continued to struggle. They ended up losing to the Marines in their first match, losing 25-15 and 25-16. The second match saw the Air Force playing SOCOM, where the Air Force fell 2-1. After Day 2, the Marines are steamrolling through the competition, sitting 2 games ahead of the next best team. The Air Force wheelchair basketball team's fortunes have changed as well. The Air Force lost to the Army 59-9. Though the wheelchair basketball competition is a tournament, it's double elimination, so that means the Air Force is still in it. Day 2 showcased the sport closest to our military background, shooting. The Air Force had a solid day. Mitchell Kiefer led the way with a silver medal performance at Prone Open, and Josh Robistow was just out of medal contention with a 4th place performance in Pistol Open. Just like the Olympics, the Warrior Games keeps track of medal count. The Army is currently in the lead with 17, and the Air Force has claimed 4. Approximately a month ago, I had a chance to go out to the Air Force Warrior Games' selection camp in Colorado Springs. That's where I met up with William Bjorns. He placed 22nd in the Prone Open shooting category and is recovering from an extremely rare brain disease. Here's a look at his battle.
It's considered a brain injury, but it's an illness as well. Antibodies form to protect your thyroid, but instead of protecting my thyroid, it jumps into your cerebral spinal fluid, goes up, and wherever it lands in your brain, it just kills it. They did some pretty invasive surgery. They took out 8 parts of my frontal lobe. I used to be able to just pick up a rifle and hit whatever I needed to hit. And then I shoot at 27. You almost have to try to shoot that low. But you know, I have improved through that and looking for opportunities, you know, through the VA to be around people that have injuries, that are other wounded warriors. You feel more normal, even though, you know, I'm not missing a limb. You know, I'm missing a pretty good chunk of my brain.
It's my first set of sights.
You don't realize how much sports or recreational activities are part of your life and part of your norm until they're taken away.
It takes a lot to keep this year's Warrior Games going. Staff Sergeant Mike Hutchinson gives us an inside look at a Warrior Games bike mechanic.
Royce Riggin is one of the mechanics who takes pleasure in making sure the athletes at the 2013 Warrior Games have equipment that's operating at peak performance.
For me, it's all self-taught. I've been working in the industry, in the bike industry, off and on ever since I was 8 years old.
Being prior service himself, for Royce, it's about much more than fixing their bikes.
I don't want anything for it. I just want to help them out because these guys have given up so much and sacrificed so much. That's what we're supposed to do. And it's just family taking care of family, and these guys deserve all the help they can get.
Staff Sergeant Mike Hutchinson, Colorado Springs, Colorado.
And that does it for today's Warrior Games coverage. For more, visit AFLink. Back to you, Airman Richard.
Thanks, Sergeant Sisson. From the Air Force Broadcasting Service, I'm Senior Airman Alina Richard.